What God cannot do does not exist indeed. My name is Ogochukwu. July 2022, I noticed a little lump on my breast. So casually, I just went into the hospital. And even the doctor who saw me then said it was nothing. And I said, I wanted to check. I wanted to be sure that it's nothing. So from the imaging, they said there was something. Then biopsy. Then it came out that it was cancer, confirmed. So the first chemotherapy I took in Enugu almost killed me. I've been seeing link of NSPPD. I usually don't watch it. I was just open. It was usually noisy. Then I closed. But when I came down here, my sister-in-law in the morning, 7 o'clock, she had keyed in. So I traced this place. I came here and started my treatment. Did 9 rounds of chemotherapy, had surgery, paid for radiation. And then I started having pains on my back, on my chest. At some point, I won't be able to stand up. I have 2 little children, 5 and 3. They will be pushing me. One will draw me from the hand. Say, stand up, stand up. I said, okay, just help me. Whenever you want to stand up, call me. I will help you. My husband was not in town then. So when he came back, he saw it and said, you have to go for another test and all that. Came back to Abuja, did a chest CT and abdominal pelvic and found out that the cancer had spread. So, yes, so it has spread to the liver, to the lungs. There was tumor here, tumor there. If you see the result, every doctor we sent the report to, they said, even a doctor in the UK said there was nothing they could do about it. That coming to the UK was waste of money. I remember that morning I went out. I called God. I said, it is you or you. There was no other option. And at that point, I started coming here every morning. I will come here in the morning. I will stay. If I see people raising their papers up, I will raise. I will come to church with a big folder. When I line up all the whole results, because I did MRI. They said they wanted to do an MRI to also see. When they did an MRI, in doctor's words, he said the whole bones were riddled with the disease. So the lungs, the liver, the bones, everywhere. So I would line up all the results on the floor. People were looking at me. I would come to church and cry and cry. One of the doctors in the UK posted the results in one of their platforms and said their enemy had some few months to live. So I started discussing with my husband that this family member is good though. Maybe my children will stay with them after everything because I was so scared and everything. So, but when I started coming here, I don't know, from crying, you will see me. I will dance through into this door. I will dance. If you see the way I dance in church, after all those, because at some point, the first episode, you know, the point of fear. Later on, I had joy from nowhere. I will come to joy. Church. I will dance. I will lift up my papers, drop it in my bag, come to the altar. I will stay all through the service. Somebody introduced me to one doctor, a Muslim, a Fulani man. Immediately, I got to the hospital. That the man, the first thing he said, he looked at the reports, raised his head up and said, what God cannot do does not exist. Well, he said we're going to start treatment. They were giving me palliative care. Okay, what it means is that it's not curative, it's just management. After 4 months, that was in November, the doctor said I was going to do a review to know if there was disease progression. My brethren, when I went to do the test, in the hall that day, while I was listening to NSPPD, people were filled up. They would say, Pastor Jerry would say, if you have this one, kneel down. If you have this one, stand up. I was kneeling down, doing all the whole thing, being so dramatic I didn't even see anyone. When I went in for that test and came out, the results came out, I was inside keke. I was screaming. Normal lungs, normal liver, the whole thing. That is the first testimony. The doctor said, this is a miracle. Now, I'm seeing, because I don't know if they showed the report, the MRI, it was showing T1, this one, so many things I didn't even look at because I thought all my results. This one I had to look for it to send it this morning. When Pastor Jerry was saying tear, I would tear. So after that review, he said, we're not going to send you in for radiation because if this result is so good, we don't know what is on your back. I would like you to do a PET scan. Then I said, okay, doctor, I will do it in February because I was waiting for 21 days fasting. I came down from Enugu on the 7th, started coming here every morning. I will come here in the morning. After the fasting and prayer, I will go. In the evening, I will come here. I went to see the doctor. He booked me for a PET scan on the 5th of February. He said Egypt or Lagos. I said, okay, no Egypt, no money. Just send me to Lagos. Let me jejely and go to Lagos. After the prayer, my sister-in-law was saying, what are we going to do? I said, I don't know. She just leave me. The God that provided money for the first one will do it. I went into the sitting room, and then she screamed my name. Como. A friend of hers, not my friend, called her and asked after me. And she said, I'm thinking of how to go and do a test in Lagos. The guy said, why Lagos? Why not Egypt? The way I went to Egypt, from the visa to the flight ticket to the protocol, an Egyptian was waiting for me with my name. The car that took me, everything was like a diplomatic move. I did everything. It was all expense paid for. God did that so that when these results come, they will not doubt it. The results came out, and the doctor said, there is no cancer. They can see. This is my evidence. This is my evidence. It did not end the way the devil planned it. It did not end in shame. It did not end in shame. The doctor said it's magic. Then he said it's not magic, it's miracle. He said no more radiation. He said no more radiation. He showed me my skeleton on the screen. He said, look at your brain. Look at the result before. Look at this one. There is no basis for comparison. It can only be God. This result comes once in a while. I've come to say, what God cannot do does not exist. You see this Eroi sees me. And again, my friend, Norma Nozie, she has been a friend indeed. Whenever I come to church, she will come, help me to sit down, help me to stand up. She was not praying for herself, but Eroi saw her. And she met her husband in my house on the 24th of December. She is married. Thank you, Jesus.